like all of us to put our hands together for our graduating class of 2021. So this is their warm welcome. Thank you.
Okay, so we're going to call on Miss Cherise Harris to do an invocation for us.
Please compose yourselves for prayers. Eternal God and Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. We thank you, God, that you are the Most High, the one who reigns supremely over our affairs. You have protected and guided us throughout the years, as we gain the knowledge and understanding to live in this changing world. Our time at the St. Lucia Sports Academy has come to an end, and we are here to build an altar of remembrance. Father, as we reminisce on the time spent together and all the values and principles learned, we ask that these attributes will continue to be part of our character moving forward to the unknown. Bless the graduation ceremony of the class 2021, every graduate. Bless our parents, the Ministry of Education, the administration, and the staff of the Academy, the stakeholders and well-wishers who would have contributed to our success. Amidst the global changes, we have a reason, all because of your grace, O God. You have protected us, and here we are. Bless these proceedings and let it be done as planned. We pray in Jesus' name, amen.
Thank you very much, Miss Cherise Harris. Can everyone get ready for the national anthem? Thank you very much. Please be seated. All right, so just to give you all a brief understanding of our graduation, the theme is amidst the global challenges, I have risen.
Principal, Mrs. Onika Bell, Program Director, Mr. Victor Conabert, Assistant Program Director, Mr. Andy Bell, specially invited guests, staff, graduates, parents, ladies and gentlemen, welcome.
Okay, so as we proceed with our ceremony this morning, we shall call on Mr. Shokwan Nelson to do our welcome remarks. Can you give him a round of applause, please?
Relax, and revel in the celebratory affair. To our parents, I say welcome, as you have made this day possible by providing our needs and encouraging us along the way. To our committed teachers, I say you are welcome, as you have ensured that we have reaped success amidst all the global challenges, including COVID-19. Fellow graduates, we made it and we are here today to celebrate our successes. The journey here was not easy, but it was worth it. Esteemed guest speakers, specially invited guests, staff, parents, and graduates. Welcome to me means you are wonderful, ecstatically dressed, so laugh a little, celebrate, only you matter. Ecstatically, I welcome you to the second graduation ceremony of the St. Lucia Sports Academy. Abraham Lincoln stated, the best way to predict your future is to create it.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Nelson. All right. He just returned to St. Lucia, representing the national under 20 team in the Dominican Republic. So kudos to you, young man. Okay, so we're going to call on for the brief remarks, the DPS of the Ministry of Education, Mr. Kendall Kodra, for the brief remarks. Round of applause, please.
Acting Chief Education Officer, Mr. Cyrus Sipal, Mayor of the Brazilian Community, Mr. Egbert Lionel, Director of Youth Development and Sports, Mr. Patrick Mathurin, our esteemed guest speaker, Mr. Trevor Daniel, Principal of the St. Lucia Sports Academy, Mrs. Delia Altinder Charles, other specially invited guests, teachers, our program director, dorm personnel, coaches, academic support staff, parents, graduates, ladies and gentlemen, I bid you a pleasant good morning. Today marks a milestone in the history of the St. Lucia Sports Academy as we celebrate the second graduation exercise of this institution. More importantly, today marks an even greater milestone to the guest of honor here today, the graduating class of 2021. Students, we celebrate this achievement with you and implore you to absorb the aptly put theme of this graduation exercise. Amidst the global challenges I have arisen. These are counsel and empowerment, given the era that we live in today. An era of much uncertainty. An era where our youth appear increasingly risk averse. An era where many young persons are eager to adopt the practices and lifestyles of others, especially as transmitted via the internet, or as we all know it, social media. But guess what, graduates? You have successfully conquered the challenges of the transition from the Grozile Secondary School to the St. Lucia Sports Academy. You have also successfully conquered the challenges of COVID-19. And I am pretty sure that you have lived through the challenges of many more things that we don't even know about. But at the end of the day, you have arisen and conquered all. But it's also important to note that your challenges have not ended. Life in its own nature is filled with challenges. However, the rigors that you have been through, and the guidance and counsel that you have gained at the Sports Academy have positioned you to conquer any challenges that may stand in your way. Graduates, you have the potential to do great things. You can. You are our future leaders. And you can't afford to follow the bandwagon. I implore you to be different. We are all different. Be distinct. Embrace yourself for who you are, who you aim to be, strengths as well as your limitations. I could only hope that you have already. But if you have not, there is still time to consciously get to know and understand yourself. Discover your talents and abilities. What drives you? What you are most passionate about? What sets your soul on fire? And be fearless in developing those capabilities as a future career. You are not a student of the St. Lucia Sports Academy by accident. Just remember that. But as you pursue your ambitions, be mindful of the fact that your current limitations or weaknesses are not necessarily obstacles, but potentially paths to greatness. This is where the crux of today's theme should sink in with each and every one of you amidst the global challenges I have arisen. Be fearless and arise by embracing those limitations and use them as stepping stones to that which inspires you. And arise. Society's standards. Do not be defined by the challenges you will inevitably face along the way, but be defined by your own innate abilities, your aspirations, and work assiduously towards that. Always remember that nothing great is accomplished from a position of fear, but from a position of determination, commitment, and resolve. The transformation of this school into a sports academy is one that is geared to harness the innate potential of our students with the aptitude in an area of sports. My apologies. The Department of Education looks forward to great contributions to our national development from you, our students, and also from future graduates. We thank the principal and staff for the support that you have provided, especially to these graduates right here over the years, and your tireless efforts in preparing them for the challenging road ahead. Parents, we thank you for the support that you have given to your children. And we encourage you to continue providing them with the necessary support as they soar towards their goals. This is not the end of the journey, but merely the simultaneous close of one chapter and the beginning of a new chapter in their lives. And more so, parents, in your roles as parents. Your continued support and guidance remains crucial. In closing, I wish to again congratulate you graduates for the hard work which has paid off. And on behalf of the Ministry of Education, Sustainable Development, Innovation, Science, Technology, and Vocational Training, I wish you all the best in your next step in life. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kodra. Okay, so let me just give you a brief rundown on the St. Lucia Sports Academy. The St. Lucia Sports Academy is a public school established in September 2019. The academy focuses on the training of athletes alongside the provision of academic instruction while preparing them for national, regional, and international sporting competitions like we witnessed a few days ago with some of our players on the national team. The vision of the St. Lucia Sports Academy to be the leading sports institution in St. Lucia and the region, fostering a globally competitive community of professionals committed to the pursuit of excellence in all the endeavors.
Our mission, create an environment that will develop world-class athletes who will have the talent, passion, and motivation to reach their full potential while ensuring a quality and holistic education. And I can proudly say that I believe that this group, they're well on their way to becoming, world-class athletes, like Mr. Francis mentioned earlier on. The footballers, again, we're very proud of you, our athletes. You have been paving the way basically for the athletes to follow. So we are well on our way to accomplishing that mission.
Our school's motto, guys, if you remember, let everyone hear what the school motto is. Let's go. Yes. Let's say that with passion. Let's go again, guys. 2, 3. That's right. Perseverance, excellence, and success. And we have our very own slogan for the St. Lucia Sports Academy, a great place to be. So once again, let's congratulate our graduates for making it thus far. So we're going to call on the principal, Mrs. Delia Alcindor Charles, to do the principal's address. Mrs. Delia Charles.
Thank you, MC Ms. Glasgow and Coach Dwight Francis. Deputy Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Education, Mr. Kendall Kodra, Acting Chief Education Officer and District Education Officer, Mr. Cyrus Sipal, Mayor of Grosile, Mr. Egbert Lucien, esteemed guest speaker, Mr. Trevor Daniel, Mr. Patrick Mathre, Director of Sports in the Ministry of Youth and Sports, Vice Principal, Program Director, Assistant Program Director, staff, graduates, special invited guests, parents, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to warmly welcome everyone to our second graduation ceremony and to present the school's report, and at the same time say a few words of farewell and congratulations to our graduating class of 2021. Class of 2021, today is your day. We're because of you. The reason we stop each year to recognize the accomplishments of our graduating class is because each and every one of you had to endure setbacks, challenges, and obstacles on your journey to this day. So it's your day to reflect on your secondary school journey, celebrate you and your accomplishments as you look towards your future. Graduation ceremonies marked the conclusion of all the memories, the laughter, the pranks, and the time you spent together as classmates, friends, and more so in a special way for all of you who were on the dorms. Each of you has grown in a way that you should be proud of. You have assembled here as a skilled and valuable group, ready to tackle the next set of life challenges in a meaningful way. So, graduates, we are proud of you. You have reached an important milestone, and it has come with a lot of hard work and determination. Congratulations. This graduation ceremony is extremely special for our educational institution, as a mixed grouping of students are graduating today, comprising of the last set of the Grosley Secondary School students who were admitted to the school 5 years ago, as well as the first set of student athletes, cricketers, footballers, and track and field athletes who were admitted to commence the Sports Academy 2 years ago. Our school is unique. It comprises of three main areas, namely academics, sports, and a residential component. It is a secondary school with a focus on excellence in sports and is not a high-performance center. It's an institution that provides an avenue for talented athletes to pursue a high level of excellence in their chosen sport. The programs designed are developmental in nature to cater for proper skill and tactic development. In tandem with the sports program, the students also pursue an academic program which is inclusive of a number of sports courses. Thus, the school's program aims at balancing academics and sports, ultimately leading to the opportunity for students to obtain scholarships for overseas colleges or universities. However, in order for students to maintain their placement at the school, they have to maintain high standards in both academics and sports. What a joy it was to us, ladies and gentlemen, when our former school was given a new mandate by the Ministry of Education in 2019. Too often as educators, we speak about a one-size-fits-all education system. Finally, something different was happening. There was a paradigm shift in education. Students who are passionate about sport are given an opportunity and avenue to pursue their passion and at the same time engage in their academic pursuits at a boarding school meant for secondary school students, the first of its kind in St. Lucia and in the OECS. What an achievement. Hence, SLSA is a specialized school with a focus on both academic and sporting excellence. Thus, our program in more ways than one will be different from that of the traditional secondary school. So in an era where sports is big, we must be strategic in our planning for a more successful and brighter sporting future as a country. We must begin to prepare from now in a holistic and structured manner to receive the economic, health, cultural, and personal benefits, as well as the regional and international recognition, amongst many other benefits not mentioned here today, that can be derived from sport. And it should start with students at an early age. And here is a good starting point. So you graduates are the pioneers for what I term a unique, revolutionary, forward-thinking, transformative, and exciting new program in education aimed at modernizing the education system. This in itself is a significant feat. So seeing you, our graduates, grace our stage today after 5 years of commitment, sacrifice, and hard work is a proud moment for all of us, as I'm sure it is for all of you, your family and friends who are here to support you today. School for you graduates has absorbed a larger proportion of your lives over the past 5 years, and more so over the last 12 months. And so, I am honored, ladies and gentlemen, to present this congratulatory and farewell speech to our graduates. But why? Simply put, the class of 2021 has overcome many obstacles. I could stand out here and list all of the challenges that you have faced this year as students preparing for your CXCs, keeping to your sports training schedule, and knowing how difficult the years 2020 and 2021 have been for all of us because of the COVID-19 pandemic. But I'm more concerned about the positives that I saw coming from you. The commitment, dedication, and the grit that you showed during that time. Ladies and gentlemen, we all know how difficult it is when you have new people enter a space where others existed before. Within the school setting sometimes, divisions and conflicts based on differences are sometimes played out with unimaginable consequences. But this was not the class of 2021. The class of 2021 embraced differences and used them as something positive to learn from each other. They also led by example, showing strength, tolerance, cooperation, respect, and compassion. This was a class grouping that came together and created a family within our school community where they have grown and connected in many ways unimaginable. Together, they continue to build on the foundation set by their predecessors of maintaining a positive school culture and striving for excellence in all their endeavors. Among them are many students of enormous diversity. There are those who displayed regularly the qualities of being very helpful and contributed to school life by participating in activities. And I speak of students like Maya Jade, Gaius, Siobhan, and Janai. There are those who stood out as the mature and consummate gentlemen like McAfee, Brandon, and Cleavon, while others stood out for exemplary behavior and were never sent to the office for misbehavior, like Hannah, Amari, and Nisha. There are those who contributed greatly by their athletic accomplishments, such as Tariq, Dante, Noel, and Shiloh, Shaquan, Jalil, Maya Jade, to name a few. Additionally, there were those like Jomori, Yakini, Miller, and Isaiah, and even those who were converted and became the student prayer leader like Daniel. There too was the caring and motherly Cherise. And of course, what would the class be without some colorful characters like Michael and Nash, the class entertainer and a good storyteller? Learning from home was a difficult time for all during the pandemic, but this was a class that was incredibly resilient. You overcame adversity and dealt with situations with flexibility as they came your way. I know it was not easy for you having to deal with the uncertainty of whether and when school would be reopened physically or not. But you adapted to the situation and for the most part met expectations. You had to deal with on and offline schooling as well as with new habits with in-person schooling based on the health protocols, especially the wearing of face masks, which we knew many of you detested at the beginning. Some of you had to balance your schoolwork and household chores, and at the same time try to navigate online learning. But the good thing is, some of you actually mastered the Google Classroom. Unfortunately, some weren't able to keep up online learning and were elated to return to face-to-face schooling. This was the class where everybody had grown and had learned to adapt, improve time management skills, look out for one another, and spread an element of joy. You were an inspiration through perseverance and did not allow the pandemic to dictate what you could or could not achieve. You were also very practical and realistic about your grades and abilities, and you chose opportunities that aligned with your abilities and interests. Students worked hard during this difficult period of writing CXC, and our school was able to record a CSEC pass rate of 63.3%, receiving a 100% pass rate in the following subjects: PE, Food, Nutrition and Health, EDPM, Visual Arts, POB, IT, and Agricultural Science. We also obtained an overall pass rate of 72.73% at the CXC CCSLC exams, receiving a 100% pass rate in IS and Social Studies. The introduction of the Pre-6 program, where athletes on the national radar who still have academic gaps to fill get the opportunity to attend school here and thus benefit from our academic program. On the sporting side, class of 2021 showed that a successful outcome can be achieved from commitment, sacrifice, discipline, and teamwork. I have admired your passionate performances on the field of play, your team spirit, and your loyalty to one another. You have helped to spark inspiration in others, having seen and experienced the value of this program. As a result, the school is getting more and more traction from athletes and their parents, so much so that right now our girls' dorm is oversubscribed. Hence the reason for the procurement of another facility to serve as a girls' dormitory. During your time, students, you have demonstrated athletic excellence, distinguished yourselves as student athletes, exercised leadership, and did this by supporting each other whilst you tried to reach the apex. In track, there were podium finishes for all track and field athletes at the SLAA National Championships. 4 athletes have been shortlisted for the NACAC 14 and under games to be held in Nicaragua in December 2021. In football, the following students took part in the SLFA Second Division Club Tournament and the winners of that tournament. The team was captained by Shakwa Nelson. Can the students stand? Please stand. Those who participated: Jalil Evans, Mila Alce, Daniel Carew, Dante Fitz, Brandon Sandyford, and Shakwa Nelson, as I indicated, captain. In cricket, we were joint championships in the Sandals SLNCA Under-19 cricket competition. and the team was captained by Tariq Edward. All players who participated in that competition, please stand. Tariq and his team. We are all too familiar with the sports mentality. It's all about winning. Having the mindset of winning is something that you should value as a sportsman or sportswoman living SLSA as you get ready to take on the many other challenges that may confront you on the field of play. You students also completed the Caribbean Coaching Certificate with the support of the St. Lucia Olympic Committee, Inc. This certificate ensures that these students are leaving school with a foundational theory certificate that they can utilize as they enter the coaching realm and support the national sports ecosystem for decades to come, as noted by Coach Bell. I must take the opportunity to inform you that in pole vault, one of our transition students, Jeremiah Felix, has set a new personal record of 3.80 meters and followed this up with a near clearance of 4.10 meters. A round of applause. So progressive is our program that students are now trying out hurdles. So, our school is making a significant contribution to national development and is already having a positive impact on the sporting landscape and national sporting associations. Living on the dormitory, in the words of the students, has been great. Amidst the challenges that confront them, especially as adolescents away from home, trying to create a oneness and a home away from home experience for the students have been central to what the residential staff do on a daily basis. Building the camaraderie, engaging in team building and bonding activities, working, playing, eating, training, and sleeping together, amidst other educational, fun, and fellowship activities. This is the glue that binds the dorms together and makes dorm life interesting, fun, and exciting. Students love it. And when off school, they would inquire from the dormitory supervisor. So, when school reopening? We want to come back already. A year from now, though, they may not remember all of the lessons they learned in class, but will surely remember the love, the laughs, and the friendships that they shared, as well as the lessons learned from the dorm parents and Mr. McDonald, for sure. That will make a difference in their lives. So to my audience, I would love to share some words about this year's graduation class and what I think has occurred that makes this school stronger. A school set on a very good foundation for now and the future. The graduates seated here today serve as testimony of the value of building and having teams of various sporting disciplines at one school, following a holistic program in a structured way. They are the pioneers of the vision and the mission that we share as a community today. That education through sports can make a better school, a better community, and a better world. We are part of the worldwide community, and thus not alone as an educational institution that knows sports can change or transform lives and livelihoods, moving some athletes from rags to riches. We see it all the time in international media, where young people from poor and modest families, such as Nima, Lionel Messi, Usain Bolt, Muhammad Ali, they rose from their circumstances because of an opportunity and became multimillionaires. Right here in St. Lucia, we have persons whose lives have been changed and enhanced because of sports. We have people like Darren Sammy, cricket, Laverne Spencer, athletics, Earl Bollock-Jaw, football, Julian Charles, cricket, Stuart Charles, football, former Minister for Sport, Edmund Estefan, athletics, Johnson Charles, athletics, Makiba Alcide, our present physiotherapist, Michelle Charles, netball, our current PE teacher, Michelle Rogers, our current PE teacher. And more recently, we have Kimani Melius and Akim Ogis, who recently captained the West Indies under 19 cricket team. West Indies 19 cricket team, sorry. As well, there are hundreds in society who have won the respect and admiration of others because of being sportsmen or women, including our very own coaches and guest speaker here today. They are local sportsmen and women who have blazed the trail for you graduates so that you can emulate. Likewise, it is our expectation that in the not too distant future, we can have some of you graduates make us proud in your chosen sports. And I look forward to the school producing the next Laverne Spencer, Darren Sammy, Julian Alfred, just to name a few. Our athletes, based on their chosen sport, have shown that with proper direction and coaching, availability of opportunities, the right training facilities and resources, have what it takes to represent our country and medal at local, regional, and even international events such as CARIFTA, CONCACAF, Commonwealth Games, Olympics, and even making the West Indies cricket team. It is praiseworthy for us to willingly look at ourselves as a campus in a broader context and to see what our place is in the education system in St. Lucia and even the world. How we continue to shape it to be a better educational institution in the months ahead is also noteworthy. Plans are already afoot for our Christmas summit, identification of talent drives around the island, meeting with grade 6 parents, weekend cricket camps in preparation for matches, friendly matches with overseas teams in the not too distant future. Already, both students and parents are seeing this program as another pathway for students with a passion for sport to achieve their dream under the technical and vocational mandate of the Ministry of Education, because PE and sports is a TechVox subject. Our school has a regional and international outlook, and already a few students have been offered scholarships to attend Springfield College in the US. Additionally, we offer a balanced sports and academic program comprising of academic and sports courses, technical training inclusive of strength and conditioning, injury prevention and treatment, as well as academic support classes every Wednesday after school. The opportunity provided of building and nurturing our athletes on a sports program in a holistic and structured manner, especially from as early as 11 years at the Form 1 level, really makes this one of the hallmarks of this program. It is a joy on the faces for the most part of the students, despite how rigorous the program is, to continue to put their shoulder to the wheel every day, knowing that they are there for a purpose and there is an end goal. A physical assessment is also carried out every month to determine the fitness level of the student athletes. These programs are staffed with qualified and experienced teachers, coaches, physiotherapists, and other technical staff. Some of the world-class sports facilities are already laid down and equipment have already been provided, and I am sure will bear dividends in the improvement of students in time to come. And in fact, we are already seeing that as we speak. What better way to show commitment to youth development? The inspiration that the passers-by feel when they pass by and see the after-school training program on the school's field is heartwarming. In fact, just seeing those sessions have motivated a parent or two to stop and ask Coach Dwight whether their children can join his after-school training program. This interest can only redound to the benefit of the sports program and the nation in the long run. While we will admit there is more to be done, this campus is progressing and should be given time to be developed. Moreover, it is so critical to youth development that it should be embraced and further developed by the government and people of St. Lucia. Graduates, when a principal prepares a graduation speech, he or she is expected to impart some wise counsel. And so, I'm going to share some thoughts with you that a 17-year-old me would have benefited from. 1, be passionate, have drive, believe in yourself, and keep working hard to accomplish any goal that you set, always striving for excellence. In fact, one of the best footballers in the world at the moment, Mohamed Salah, the Egyptian, who now stars for Liverpool Football Club, states, always believe in your ability and in your goals. This is the only way you will be able to reach them. Lionel Messi also said, you have to fight to reach your dream. You have to sacrifice and work hard for it. 2, be kind to yourself and others. Take time to enjoy the creative and lighter moments of life. No act of kindness, how small it is ever wasted. Kindness is more than a deed. It is an attitude, an expression, a look, a touch. It is anything that lifts another person, as noted by C. Neil Street. So remember that always. 3, be ambitious and persevere even when life throws difficult times at you. Laverne Spencer's perseverance and tenacity over the years has epitomized the meaning of persistence and continues to be an inspiration to many young athletes locally and abroad. 4, be proud of your achievements and success and aim to be the best, not forgetting the people who encourage you along the way. Baba Azam, the Pakistani, probably the most classical T20 batsman in the world at the moment, was very clear on that and stated, my aim is to be the best in the world and perform in each of Pakistani's wins. Shimron Hetmeyer, one of West Indies' batting stars, in one interview stated that he looked up to the great Brian Lara and thanked his country's legends for backing youngsters like him to keep trying. The point is that, as sportsmen and women, as you try to get to the apex of your sport and look up to your heroes, you should not forget to acknowledge the people who have encouraged you along the way. And 5, never forget from whence you came and to show gratitude. Give back to our school, your community, our society, for it was their generosity of spirit that built you. Mohamed Salah, spoken of earlier, unreservedly states that when he has a chance to go back to his village, he does so, and always reminds himself where he came from. These few lines of advice should be etched in your memory as you continue with your life. Graduates, you have reached a milestone, and it has come, as we've said, with a lot of hard work, discipline, and determination. You did it. As with everything else, it is not through your isolated accomplishments that you are here today. We know you did not do it on your own. Your success is built on the backs of many other people. So please join me in showing appreciation to first and foremost to your parents. Words can't express my deepest gratitude and appreciation for your support and entrusting your most precious gems, your children, your most precious possession, your children in our care. Thank you for taking a leap of faith in us and believing in our vision. To our teaching, coaching, residential, administrative, auxiliary, and canteen staff, thank you for sharing your knowledge, skills, inescapable passions, concerns, talents, and expertise with our students. To the Ministry of Education, including our PS, Ms. Michelle Charles, for investing every ounce of flesh to ensure our school gets the required resources and succeeds. Our Deputy Permanent Secretary, our Chief Education Officer, District Education Officer, and other officers in the Ministry of Education, we say thank you. To the past and present officers in the Prime Minister's Office and the Ministry of Sports, and the former Minister for Education, Dr. Gail Rigobert, and all other consultants, we say a huge thank you for making this dream a reality and bringing this project to fruition. To our new Minister for Education and his parliamentary secretary, we call for your support to fulfill the dreams of dedicated student athletes and to ensure continued progress of the school as a center for academic and sporting excellence. Already, teaching, coaching, and residential staff have invested significant time and effort, and the school is progressing. This is commendable and should never be overlooked. We all know education is not cheap, and bringing this facility up to world-class standards will require more funding. There are still some facilities to be completed, and we know we can't do it on our own. Though parents may be asked to make a contribution, partnerships will have to be developed, and government will have to continue to subsidize and invest fully in this facility in order for our students, the nation's children, to reach their full potential. The returns on this investment may not be seen now, but rest assured, in the long run, when we as a people would look back, we would have been pleased that we had invested in this initiative for our youth in particular. And so, we thank you in advance, Honorable Minister Sean Edward and Parliamentary Secretary Dr. Pauline Edward, for your contribution to the growth, development, and furtherance of this institution. Special thanks to the corporate sector and other private individuals who have assisted and taken an interest in our school. In just a few minutes, the class of 2021 will receive their certificates to mark their graduation from secondary school. These certificates represent years of hard work, commitment, perseverance, and achievement, and will mark a turning point in their lives. So, graduates, as you leave the hallowed walls of this campus, leave knowing that we are all proud of you and believe in you. You have left your own legacy, which is praiseworthy. We have prepared you for the outside world and are confident that you are ready for this transition where you will reach and maximize your potential. SLSA has had an influence in shaping the person you are today, and the person you are going to become as you travel life's journey. We are counting on you to do your best. Use your time, talent, treasure, and skills to give back to humanity. And for the sports personalities, create and break new sporting records. The world needs you. Go forth and take your place. Blaze your own pathway and graciously write and live your best story. Thank you very much. Congratulations once again.
All right, thank you again, Mrs. Charles. And I am sure after your tenure here, students, one thing that will always be etched in your memory is a speech from Mrs. Charles, right? You felt the passion, the pride, yes? All right, thank you again, Mrs. Charles. We now call Jordane Sidney to the stage. She's going to recite for us a poem written by one of our very own, graciously walking across the stage.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Today's poem was written by Eva Collymore O'Killier. The sum of you equals me. Here I am, ladies and gentlemen, a proud product of the St. Lucia Sports Academy. What you see today is not what was there yesterday. No, yesterday I was young, unripened, inexperienced, and surely an empty vessel. But not today. Today, I am matured, confident, knowledgeable, and blessed, full of potential, possibilities, and opportunities. In spite of the challenges and uncertainties along this journey, a journey that is filled with humbleness and gratitude, mixed with a bit of attitude. For my parents, teachers, community, country, and the Almighty, look, look at me. I am all you have made of me, magnificent me.
All right, thank you, Jordane. And thank you, Mrs. O'Killier.
All right. So, graduates, I just want to leave you with something very short. It's by Michael Josephson. Take pride in how far you've come. Have faith in how far you can go. But don't forget, enjoy the journey. That's life. All right, guys? All right. So, we're moving on into our presentation of certificates to our graduates. So we will call on the principal, Mrs. Delia Charles, to hand over the certificates to our graduates. So students, we will be calling you and you know the direction you need to go. All right? So we're going to start off with Mila Alce.
Jamel Aurelia.
Cleavon Brown. Give them a round of applause, people. Daniel Carew. One of our national players who took part in the under 20 qualifiers. Alana Shalmine.
Jarrell Charles.
Naisha Sherry.
Janai Klesse.
Tyrick Edward, captain of the under 19 cricket team. Jalil Evans, also player of the national under 20 team.
Dante Fitz.
Also another player on the national under 20 team.
Hannah Flavius.
Seth Flavius. Christian François.
Lishon Gonzaga. Cherise Harris. Josanne Ishmael.
Edred James. Dandra LaForce Anthony. Isaiah Gill.
Ajani Lacha. They're coming. Noel Leo. Helen Louis.
Miguel Louison. McAfee Matthew. Danny Mosley.
Maya Jane Napoleon. Shaquan Nelson.
Captain of the St. Lucia under 20 team. Round of applause for him.
We should have said Shaquan Ants Nelson.
And Shiloh Puppy. I remember Shiloh as being acting principal in our days. We have Yakini Philip. Gaius Pierre.
Michael Alcantara Popote.
Shelby Primus.
Naj Samuel.
Brandon Sandiford, another under 20 player. Jamari St. Bryce.
Alex Striker. Jadane Sydney. Amari Taylor. And Imani Winter.
Thank, thank you very much, Mrs. Charles. Can we give our graduates a round of applause, please? They've gotten so far through all the pandemic, etc., and they still made it. Congratulations again, guys. Okay, thank you very much, Mrs. Ochinia and Mrs. Senqua. Okay, so we're gonna move on right along. We'll have our melody by our graduates. Okay. Our graduation song, guys. We all know it. All right, so we're not just all about sports, but we have talented athletes and students here.
When I look at how are you, man? When I look at where I'm coming from, I know I'm blessed. When I close my eyes and smile, sometimes I feel like the richest man in Babylon. 'Cause I've done my best so everything's alright inside. Oh, every morning I rise and stare at the sun. I know it is a blessing. So when the evening comes down, I lift up my eyes to the hills, I'm blessed, oh yes. With my two hands in the air as far as I can. Oh, 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 as far as I can. Oh, oh, I can, yeah. With my two hands in the air as far as I can. Oh, every morning I rise and stare at the sun. I know it is a blessing, yeah. And every day me get up and feeling the same. Oh no, no. Some days me feel drained, late. And on a little bit of people I live for my name. Oh no, no. We go through it hard when I put it on my brain. Cause no man is perfect, and we all know, and we all have days of feeling low, but I have faith to hold on to, working hard to see that tomorrow, a better tomorrow, a better tomorrow. Oh, oh, oh. A better tomorrow, better tomorrow, a better tomorrow, oh, oh, a better tomorrow, a better tomorrow, oh, oh, a better tomorrow, better tomorrow, a better tomorrow, oh, oh, a better tomorrow.
It's a better tomorrow. That's right. Better tomorrow. Thank you very much, guys. Wasn't it lovely, people? Yeah, give them a round of applause again, please. Thank you very much. All right, after having listened to you guys sing those two songs with some meaning to it, we're going to have our guest speaker to come and share some inspirational words to you guys also. Now, our guest speaker, he has a motto: coaching not just for the game, but for life. That's one of his mottos. Our guest speaker has represented his country in World Cup qualifiers and Olympic qualifiers. He pursued other careers, but his passion for football has brought him right back to his never-fading desire to develop world-class players whom he may one day coach in a World Cup or Olympic finals. Let me give you a brief rundown on our guest speaker. His educational background: he attended the Anglican Primary School. After writing his common entrance, he went off to the St. Mary's College. And then, after succeeding at St. Mary's College, he attended the Sir Arthur Lewis Community College. Now, when he decided to go into his football, he played for Lancers Football Club at the under-14 level. He represented St. Lucia and also captained the under-14 team. He played for his club, which is Lancers, at under-16, also captained the under-16 national team. He played under-19 football for both his club and for St. Lucia. He also played for his senior team, the under-23 national team, the senior men's team. He also head coached the St. Mary's College, which was his alma mater. Also, he captained the national under-23 team as well. Now, he comes with many accolades under his belt. He has a 1996 FIFA Futuro Level 2 license hosted by the SLFA in St. Lucia. In 2008, he got his Red Cross certificate in standard first aid, also for both adults as well. And in 2009, a CFC course, specific coaching for youth players in St. Lucia. So he comes with a strong coaching background, as well as his football career was one that can be talked about and bragged about a lot.
By the age of 23, he had already played for and captained the St. Lucia National under 14, under 16, and under 19 teams, as well as the Olympic men and national men senior teams. While playing, he volunteered for 14 years to Saturday morning kids technic clinics, and before he knew it, football was no longer just a sport. To Trevor, football was his passion and his way of life. And I'm sure many of you on a Saturday morning when you head into town, you see the activity on the field. That's Trevor. All right, to the kids whom he interacts with on a daily basis, he highlights that football might very well be the vehicle to transport them as far as their dreams, desires, dedication, and discipline would take them.
Trevor pursued training in all relevant aspects of football and first aid also. His ability to connect with kids and his work ethic placed him on the national coaching staff of St. Lucia, like we said earlier on, where he worked with several of the national teams, including the women's under 15 between the years of 2009-2010 as the assistant coach, the St. Lucia men's Olympic team in 2010, and again in 2014 as the head coach, the St. Lucia men's under 17 as head coach in 2010 to 2011, and won silver medal in the international tournament in Ohio in the U.S. Trevor volunteered as the president and the director of the coaching for the Vermont Elite Soccer Club in 2011 to 2013 in Vermont. Trevor is currently the program director for the largest youth development program in the country, which is called the Trevor Daniel Football Soccer Development Program. He provides advanced technique training to over 330 children between the ages of 3 and 19. He provides technical consultancy and training for primary school coaches or teachers, and also provides appropriate technique training for teachers.
I'm hoping that I lose. These were her thoughts. But these thoughts were short-lived, knowing that they were only her nerves acting up before her big race. Destiny listened to her inner voice, saying, "Girl, you know you're the best, the defending champion. You've won this race for the past. You are the favorite to win it. You have worked hard for this moment. So you know what? Give it your best. And let's see what happens." Her little pep talk seemed to put her back in focus, but that was soon interrupted by the boring that any of these athletes have ever felt. Yet, that did not delay the get set. With water now streaming down her head and drowning her eyeballs, she could vaguely see 15 meters ahead that out of all the lanes, lucky her, lane 8 seemed to have immediately grown the biggest, deepest, muddiest puddle. Po! And she's off. Climbing out of the set position, she could feel her muscles immediately tighten, her lower back and thighs tightening even more than 2 seconds ago.
She stays focused and strives to stick to the plan which she has worked on and mastered over the last 5 years. As expected, the first 4 laps, she leads the pack. And with another gold medal only 1 lap away, the wind picks up. And the relentless rain gets even colder, feeling kind of like ice. But that was not her biggest concern. The feeling of a loose spike shoe on her left foot, about to fly out to God knows where, was her biggest fear. At that moment, she can hear, breathe, smell, taste, and feel the entire sole rip off the shoe. And as she planted those 5 toes of her bare foot into the monster of a puddle, losing traction, she spun around like a twirling ballerina and planted face first into the mud. What would she do? Good morning, graduates. I'd like to adopt the protocol already established. I'd like to say I'm honored to be here at this ceremony. Before coming here, I got a call that I would like to be featured as a speaker. And I spent about 4 weeks trying to figure out why me. I didn't know. I said, okay, because it's youth, and I figured it would be a good thing to talk to youth. But then this graduation is very, very special to me. It kind of represents my truths, my beliefs, my philosophies. You know, it is testimony of what's in my heart and why I left all my previous careers to become a football coach. I don't mean to pick on anybody here, but I have a personal attachment with the footballers here, especially the captain. He started his journey with me when he was 7 years, or maybe 6 or 8, I don't remember. And I told him, you know what, we have a mission. In 14 to 16, maybe 18 years, we'd be on a World Cup team. And he didn't make much sense of it. He only wanted to play football and run behind the ball. But 8 years later, you know, he was 30 seconds away of being one step closer to a World Cup finals. So I'm quite honored to be here to address you. Thank you, principal, teachers, staff, parents, the mayor of Grosele, the ministry representatives, the Ministry of Sports representatives, the Ministry of Education representatives, all parents and everybody here. Thank you for the honor. 1 lap to go. What should Destiny do? Graduates, what would you do? Is giving up an option? Maybe she should do the Peppa Pig and stay in those muddy puddles. Let me ask you, graduates, what did you do with your dreams, your hopes, your passion, your desire to be great? What did you do with it when 2020 unleashed the coldest pandemic rain you have ever experienced? Not just you, but this entire world. No one was around for the last one, not that I remember. And we've all had to endure this cold, bitter pandemic rain. Do you realize that you seated here are all talented, gifted, born to be champions? If by now you don't realize it, I would like to tell you today, or remind you, that you are a special group, born to be excellent. Champions, either already or in the making. You are destined to succeed. Your years of discipline, dedication, determination, your desire to be the best has brought you here today. You are all running a race like Destiny, not a literal 5-lap race, but the race of life. And like Destiny, there are many of us looking at you and saying that you are the best. We know you are the best. We know you are good at what you do. But do you know that? when nerves and challenges and obstacles and the rains come down in lane 8 with the deepest, biggest muddy puddle, do you talk to yourself and remind yourself that you're a champion? You have prepared and practiced over the past few years for this moment. And you need to remind yourself that you are the best. The pandemic is a global crisis. Everyone has been affected by it. But did it stop you from being here today? No. Will it stop you from completing your last lap? No. I don't want to give this any more attention that it already receives in the media and social media. But I need to mention that your lives were affected directly by this. The way you trained, the way you played and competed. Some of you missed international competitions, which you were preparing for years before it happened, and you lost that opportunity. Some of you missed important face-to-face class teaching experience, which might have made a difference in how much more you would have learned academically. Some of you missed opportunities to travel for tryouts on scholarships or maybe semi-professional or professional contracts. Some missed meaningful social interactions with their friends and family. I know Ants was supposed to travel last year, but he couldn't because of the pandemic, and who knows, maybe he would have met his wife on that trip. I'm not so sure the local girls here would like that too much, but I don't know. But we all lost opportunities due to this pandemic. At this point, those lost opportunities, that lost time, we can never get back. But you are here. You came through. You kept on, and now you seem to have made it this far. What are you going to do? Are you going to stop? Is that your plan, to just stop and be satisfied with where you are? I hope your answer is no. I hope your intention is to keep growing and to become even better. While we cannot get back the lost opportunities, your future is still available. It's not lost. It's at hand. It's in your pocket or wherever you want it to be, in whatever direction you want it to be. Some of us have helped you along this journey this far, and some of us will leave you at this point, but there'll be others to come and meet you on this journey. But the one constant for this entire journey is you in your seat. And you need to decide what you're going to do beyond this point. You can and need to position yourself to make the best of future opportunities. Don't wait to hear when the next competition is coming to start training, to sleep early, to eat well, to not waste time hanging out. You must be 110% prepared just in case someone drives by the field when you're taking a sweat with your friends and they say, "Oh, I like that boy. He has talent." Not just technically, but your attitude, your behavior. You must be a gentleman and a gentlewoman on and off the field all the time. I would be very sad to hear someone say, "Hey, Coach Trevor, I wanted to bring Daniel to the United States with me on a full scholarship, but I heard him using bad language and disrespectful, and I can't take him." I use Daniel because Daniel is one of my boys. I know that's not Daniel at all. But it would be a shame to see all your years of hard work, discipline, determination, sacrifice, blood, sweat, and tears go to waste because the opportunity came and you were not at your best, physically or attitude wise. I need to tell you that the world has been tunnel visioned into thinking that COVID is the only or the major global challenge, but that's not the case. You, we, the entire world has been dealing with many serious issues long before 2019. And some of you, if not all, have had to rise above them and keep at it to be where you are today. Either directly or indirectly, some of you have been witness to family members being affected by poverty, gang and drug related crimes, domestic violence, drug abuse, physical, emotional, sexual abuse, teenage pregnancies, poor health choices, not the best training facilities and equipment, not having school books or school or money for bus to go to school, having to stay home from school to babysit younger siblings, not having access to medical treatment, not having access to internet, and many other issues that you, me, and the entire world face. But are these enough reasons to stop you from reaching your dreams? Did those reasons stop you? Will they hinder you from going further? I'm talking to you, graduates. You're sleeping? Daniel, you sleeping? Will those reasons be excuses that prevents you from taking the next step in your journey? Because it's easy to say, oh, there was a pandemic, I couldn't train. Or I had no money, so I couldn't take a bus to go to practice. Or I had no internet, so I couldn't do the homework. If you really want it badly, none of these reasons, nothing here should stop you. And I believe the reason why you're here today is because those reasons may have been part of your life, but they weren't big enough to stop you from getting here. Despite all these challenges, you came through. You made it. You remained diligent. You stayed on course. You made it. I applaud you, graduates, and I would like to invite everyone present holding a bag, book, flyer, camera to put those down. And please stand and let us give a rousing standing ovation to the graduates for going beyond the challenges, the global crisis, the issues, and ringing a standing applause. People like you mean it. Come on, for the graduates. Thank you. Thank you for that. I promised to be brief, but I don't know what happened to me. Destiny lifted her chin out of the mud just in time to see the last pair of feet going past. And in true champion fashion, with one sole on, one shoe off, she sprung into overdrive. And with every ounce of her being, she blazed a blistering trail, determined to give her very best till the end. At that moment, there was no one else. She didn't look around to see who was ahead or who was behind. She looked within to see if she could find that same person who brought her this far on this journey. The same person who woke up at mornings to go practice. The same person who reminded her to put away the phone and go do her homework and study. The same person who told her even if she's feeling tired, hungry, not so well, get up and get out and put in the minutes and hours of practice. And she knew that regardless of where she placed in that race, she owed it to herself and that voice inside of her to give her very best till the end. In concluding, I want to challenge you today to four things. Graduates. One, always give your best. Give your all. Doesn't matter who is watching. Whether it's in your backyard, stadium filled with thousands of people on TV watching you. Doesn't matter who's talking about you. Doesn't matter who acknowledges you or recognizes your efforts. You owe it to you. You know you deserve it. You are born to succeed, born to excel. So always give it your best. I challenge you to number 2. Keep rising. You are on a journey. You've come a long way, not yet at your destination. You need to aim to be a better version of you daily. Hey, look, Anson Ibu, one person, they had just come back from the trip. And a little boy say, that's the boy I see on my TV that running like a madman all the time and scoring all the goals. He was 7 years old. I said, yes, that's Ibu. He said, that's one on my TV for true. So while you're not aware of it, those young, impressionable minds see you as their heroes. So while you go to the top, your behavior, your attitude, your demeanor, even when you don't think people are looking, you have to bring someone with you. Don't disappoint them by not being the star, the champion that they see on TV. If you can, at a young age, try to volunteer just an hour a week or half an hour a week. It's going to help you develop into a better athlete. And the fourth, final, but probably the most important, as you grow into great athletes, be an even better, greater human being. First of all, be God-fearing, aware of God. Include God in all your decisions and challenges. Show love, kindness, respect, empathy, sympathy to your colleagues and peers, your teammates, to those who are not as talented as you, those who need to work a lot harder to get to where you are, those who may never get to where you are, to your parents, family, who have supported you along this journey. Don't forget them. Be helpful to those less fortunate than you in the community. As bad as your situation is, and we may be tempted to look at people who are better off, always remember there are people with less than what you have, and you can help make their day a little better. Do not be selfish. Share. Even if you only have a little, share. Because as you continue to succeed on this journey, you must purpose in your hearts to make this world a better place for future athletes, your parents, your family, friends, and for the wider St. Lucian community. So I challenge you to these 4 things, hoping that you keep your promise or that you promise to try. And with that, I bid you a heartfelt congratulations, graduating class, and I thank you for having me here.
Don't go too fast, Mr. Daniel. I know you're always in a hurry, all right? And I know it was difficult to get you today because you had other things to do. So you're going to call on Mr. McCarthy. We really appreciate what you did for us. So on behalf of the St. Lucia Sports Academy, the graduates, teachers, coaches, the principal, other staff members, we'd like to thank you for sharing this moment with our graduates. I really hope that you guys take in what he said, because Trevor Daniel is one of those coaches on island who has a lot of passion for what he does. So I think he's saying this today should sink deep into your minds and into your hearts. So thank you once again, Mr. Daniel. Make sure you share with your family. You know you are ready. Make sure you share with the family. All right, thank you, McAfee, as well. Great job. Okay, so while we're at it, we're going to have Mrs. Michelle Alexander, who's going to do a special song for us. So you will be blown away. She has a lovely voice, guys.
Good morning. Oh, sorry. Thank you. Well informed. I bet our
1, 2.
okay. I bet our stomachs are already telling us it's after lunch. I pray that my song will encourage you to believe for it. Whatever you desire in life. I'm sure that when you started this journey here, many people think that you would not have made it. But look at you today. So believe for it. They say this mountain can't be moved. They said these chains will never break. But they don't know him like we do. 'Cause there is power in his name. We've heard that there is no way through. We've heard the tide will never change. They haven't seen what God can do. 'Cause there is power in his name. So much power in his name. Move the unmovable, break the unbreakable. God, we believe for it. From the impossible, we'll see a miracle. God, we believe. God, we believe for it. Believe for it. No matter what, no matter what. We know that hope is never lost. Oh, for there is still an empty grave. God, we believe no matter what. There is power in his name. Oh, there is power in his name. Move the unmovable, break the unbreakable. God, we believe. God, we believe for it. From the impossible, we'll see a miracle. God, we believe. God, we believe for it. You make ways where there seem to be no way. We trust in you, God, you have the final say. You are the way when there seem to be no way. We trust in you, God, you have the final say. Yeah, move the unmovable, break the unbreakable. God, we believe, yes we do. God, we believe for it. From the impossible, we'll see a miracle. God, we believe. God, we believe for it. Move the unmovable, break the unbreakable. God, we believe, yeah. God, we believe for it. From the impossible, we'll see a miracle. 'Cause we believe, yeah. 'Cause we believe for it. Believe for it.
One, two. Guys, if you do not believe after hearing this, I don't think what you will believe anymore. Thank you very much, Mrs. Alexander. Lovely rendition by you. I think we can do better than that with the applause. That's right. I think I got some goosebumps as well, so the song was lovely. So we're moving right along with our graduation ceremony with the presentation of the awards. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead with gonna start off with the academics awards. We're looking at the CSEC, CCSLC, and the CVQ also.
All right, so now we get into the good stuff. What should I say? So far, it's been good. Right? We get into what you came here for. I can see it in your eyes. We came here for our awards. We came here for our awards, right? Good. All right. So we're gonna start off with our CSEC award.
Mathematics, we have Brandon Sandiford.
Sponsored by Tiles Plus. Congratulations. We move on to CSEC English Language. And Mr. Brandon Sandiford, you
Don't
can
go
do
too far.
180. Right back. Mr. Brandon Sandiford. His award is sponsored by Bryce and Company.
Don't go too far, Brandon.
Yeah, you can just
Yeah,
stop.
you can just stop right
Turn
there.
right back. Come back.
Back, Brandon. Brandon, we need you
Mr.
to come
Brandon
back on stage
Sandiford,
again. Huh?
because he will also be receiving the award for CSEC Social Studies, sponsored by Bryce and Company.
So he's not just doing it on the playing field, he's doing it in his academics as well. So we're moving on to CSEC Biology. Maya Jade Napoleon, sponsored by FDL. Okay, thank you very much, Maya. Uh, CSEC for Agricultural Science, Naisha Sherry, sponsored by Bryce and Company.
Can the HOD for business please come up? No? So we now have our CSEC Principal of Business Award, sponsored by Johnson's Hardware. And our recipients are Naisha Sherry and Brandon Sandiford.
Thank you very much, Naisha and Brandon. Okay. CSEC for Electronic Document Presentation Management. Recipient Amari Taylor, sponsored by Bryce and Company. Thank you very much, Amari.
Congratulations. We now move on to food and nutrition, sponsored by Bryson Company, and our recipient, Maya Jade Napoleon. CSEC Technical Drawing, sponsored by Tiles Plus. Did you know you were getting the one? Naisha Cherry. right, we now call on the head of department for physical education, Mr. Emmanuel Belas, to do the presentation for our PE CSEC award donated by National Workers Union.
Okay, so our recipients are Maya Jade Napoleon and Brandon Sandiford. Thank you very much, Mr. Bellas, Maya Jade and Brandon. So, CSEC Spanish, Michael Popote, will be presented by Miss Chantal Glasgow. Award is sponsored by Bryce and Company. CSEC French, sponsored by Bryce and Company. Dante Fitz. So we're moving along to CCSLC. Mathematics. This award is sponsored by FDL. The recipient, Jodel Brin. Jodel Brin.
Jodel is absent, yes, so his mom will be receiving his award on his behalf. All right, we now move on to CCSLC English Language, sponsored by Bryce and Company. And our recipient is Mila Alci.
I think Mila has worked very hard to get to the point where he is right now. Congratulations, Mila. CCSLC Social Studies, sponsored by National Workers Union, Naj Samuel. CCSLC Spanish, sponsored by the National Workers Union. Recipient, Josanne Ishmael. CCSLC Integrated Science, sponsored by FDL, Jamil Aurelien. Moving right along, we're going into the CVQ Awards. Food preparation, sponsored by Massey Stores. Our recipient is Charisse Harris. So we're calling on Mrs. St. Rose. Subject award, General Construction. So Ms. Blanchard is going to present the award. The sponsor is Bank of St. Lucia. Recipient, Isaiah Gill.
Now we have an addition to our academic award list. Special award for the most disciplined student during CXC exam. And you know he had to make an impression to be on that list. And our recipient will be, our award will be given by Ms. Ogis. Ms. Ogis, our CXC invigilator. Thank you very much. Our recipient for most disciplined student during CXC Awards is no other than Cleavon Brown.
Very much, Ms. Ogis, Mr. Brown. So we're going on to our behavioral awards, which will be presented by Mrs. Monica Bird, the VP. Most punctual, which is sponsored by the Ministry of Education. Our recipient is Naisha Cherry.
All right, our most regular, sponsored by Tals Plus, Maya Jade Napoleon. Or most regular.
Most disciplined, sponsored by SLTCCU, Naisha Cherry. I think when Naisha is in the school, you not even know if she's there. So quiet, well attentive. That's why she's the most disciplined student right now. We're going into the best dressed male. This young man is a typical example of how to dress on a school day. And the award is sponsored by SLTCCU, and it's Brandon Sandiford.
All right, we now move on to his compliment, Best Dressed Female, sponsored by the Ministry of Education. And the recipient of that award is Naisha Cherry.
Look, this is one proud mommy. See that? Thank you very much, Mrs. Bird. We're calling on Mr. Francis McDonald to present the Dormitory Awards. So what we'll do, Mr. McDonald will give a rundown of exactly what this award is about. So Mr. McDonald, can you share with everyone regarding the dormitory reward?
Okay, this award for the most is it leadership award, instrumental. This one had everyone in terms of leadership, inspiration, commitment to dormitory rules, and inspiring others to do what's best. He was a living model, and by example, he led out a number of persons within the dormitory and to succeed in that area. For this cause, we point him out as a true instrument for everyone here and beyond.
Shokwan Nelson, award sponsored by the Ministry of Education. This young man is a true leader. As you can see, he's the captain of the national team. So this says a lot.
Okay, we now move on to the most disciplined students on the dormitory, sponsored by Ministry of Education. Recipients, 2 males, Brandon Sandiford and Shiloh Purpey.
Thank you very much, recipients and Mr. McDonald. So we're moving on to the Sports Award. So we'll be calling on the Program Director and the Assistant Program Director for this one, Mr. Andy Bell and Mr. Victor Conibet.
And as student athletes, we would like to highlight or reiterate the fact that we would like to balance. So you should always balance your academics with your sports. All right? So the sports section should have as much hype as your academic section. Footballer of the year.
Foot-
Go ahead. A very focused and serious individual who is very formidable when in a game. This individual carries out his role as a defensive midfield player with precision and excellence. It is from this crucial central position that he directed the game as a captain of the national under-15 team, leading them to win the CONCACAF Under-15 Championship in 2019.
He again stood out as he led the now under-20 team to the National District League Championship, which they dominated. I think they won all games and they drew one. He again captained the same team in their quest for World Cup qualification as they played in the CONCACAF Under-20 playoff recently held in the Dominican Republic. Despite the fact that they did not lose a game, they were edged out by 1 point and barely missed the qualifying for the World Cup. Ladies and gentlemen, the Footballer of the Year goes to Mr. Shaquan Nelson. Thank you very much. Give him a round of applause again because he has done a lot. Cricketer of the Year. This individual is very passionate about the game and puts his very best effort into any match played. His prowess with the ball and the bat has earned him a slot on one of our very talented national players. He demonstrates a high level of maturity on the field, and this earned him the captaincy of the St. Lucia under 15 team, which played in the 2019 Windward Island tournament, and the SLSA under 19 team, which he led to the semifinals in the Inter-Schools 2020 tournament, as well as the Sandals National under 19 tournament, in which he led the SLSA to the finals, where they emerged victors. Ladies and gentlemen, the cricketer of the year, Mr. Tariq Edward.
I can feel athlete of the year. No. Our male and female track and field athlete of the year.
All right.
Go ahead.
The male athlete who won the most outstanding male athlete at the Inter-House Championship in 2020. He made podium finishes in every event he participated in. At the national level, he specialized in multi-events, the octathlon, and he has never failed to make a podium finish. His best event being the javelin throw.
Female track and field athlete of the year. This female track athlete has had a very rewarding track and field career, school life. She led her house to victory by capturing gold in all her individual races, namely the 100 meters, 200, and the 400 meters, as well as serving as a starter for the 4x1 and the 4x4 relay podium finishes. At the national level, she has performed very well, making podium finishes in every event she participates in: long jump, 200, 400, high jump. She's currently ranked number 2 on the island in 2021 in the long jumping event, with her best jump to date being 5.38 meters. She is now specializing in this event and aims to hit the 6-meter mark early 2022. Although she couldn't compete as planned this year due to a hamstring injury, she has since made a great recovery and is currently training hard to achieve her goal of jumping her 6+ in 2022.
Ladies and gentlemen, the track and field athletes of the year, Maya Jade Napoleon and Michael Popote. Mr. Andy Bell, can you? Thank you very much. So we have a special sports award. It's coming from the coaches. This athlete, even though he specializes in one sport, which is football, but he was given an opportunity to be on the cricket team which won the Sandals Under 19 tournament. I think he scored 63 runs in Larry Shoes in one game. And I think he scored somewhat like 30 or something runs in another game. And we the coaches decided that, you know what, we need to recognize the student for his abilities, not just in football, but in cricket. So this special award goes to Jalil Evans. And this award is sponsored by Mopo FC. AC, sorry.
And it's only fitting that Mr. Bell is given the award. Thank you, Mr. Bell and Mopo AC. Our sports awards, Football of the Year, donated. Our sports awards, they were all donated by St. Lucia National Lotteries. So can we all put our hands together for St. Lucia National Lotteries and Mopo AC.
And the Footballer of the Year award sponsored by the St. Lucia Football Association.
Thank you, Mr. Francis.
Okay, so we had Footballer of the Year, Cricketer of the Year, Track and Field, Athlete both male and female of the year, and the special award. So we now move on to the Sportswoman of the Year. Ms. Glasgow, can you take this one?
I can. Sportswoman of the Year. This young lady has demonstrated a consistent high performance in her chosen sport. She rose through the ranks, proving herself in phenomenal ways, and is now a respected name in her sport. She displays a high level of talent and is self-driven to achieve her very best at what she does best. This individual also demonstrates great enthusiasm off the field and puts her best effort into any given responsibility. She has also been shortlisted for national representation at a few occasions. However, the setbacks created by the outbreak of COVID-19 has lessened the opportunities she would have had to qualify to represent St. Lucia at the regional and international level. The individual in question has risen above many challenges to prove that anyone can achieve their goals once they set their minds to it. Ladies and gentlemen, before we get into our recipient of our Sportswoman of the Year, I would love to present to you the nominees for Sportswoman. Our award will be presented by Mr. Patrick Pato Matre. We have Siobhan Pascal, Naisha Cherry, cricket, and Maya Jane Napoleon. Our nominees for Sportswoman of the Year. The Sportswoman of the Year for the graduating class of 2021 is none other than Maya Jade Napoleon.
Thank you very much. So we're moving on to the Sportsman of the Year award, which will be presented by Mr. Patrick Maffrey. The awards are all sponsored by the St. Lucia National Lottery. The winner of this award is a success-oriented individual who is very focused and enthusiastic in his chosen sport. This individual displays excellent leadership qualities and has the unique quality of being able to guide and direct fellow sportspersons. He is very unassuming, yet is a powerhouse on the field of play and takes his role very seriously. His skill sets have earned him the privilege of national representation, where he has gone on to prove that the confidence placed in him was well deserving. This individual never backs down from a challenge and always seeks to go above and beyond in his contribution to his chosen sport. A well-disciplined student on and off the field, this individual is making waves and will continue to make waves as he makes use of every opportunity presented to him. Ladies and gentlemen, the sportsman for 2021. We have the nominees first. Sorry about that. Mr. Technician. I didn't know Michael played. Michael, you played football? We have Shukwan Nelson, Tariq Edward, thank you for the drum roll. Ladies and gentlemen, the Sportsman of the Year 2021 is Mr. Shukwan Nelson.
Thank you, Mr. Mathre. Thank you, Mr. Bell. Thank you, Mr. Conibet. I'll move on to our special awards, and we begin with Red Cross recognition, sponsored by Students' Council. Recipients for Red Cross recognition, Janai Klesse and Michael Popotti. I believe it was 2 years ago, year before, right, Janai? We participated 2019. They participated in the Mr. Red Cross pageant and did a sweep, first and second place. Contribution to school life, donated by the Ministry of Education. Please stand, Mr. Janai Klesse, as you are the recipient of this award. Contribution to school life at SLSA.
Thank you very much, Janai. Okay, so we're moving on. The most improved academic. The most improved student award goes to an individual who has demonstrated resilience and tenacity throughout his tenure at this institution. He has faced many challenges, both physical and social, but he has demonstrated the determination that has resulted in him making it to the end. He has never given in or given up. He stuck to it, and with it to achieve academic success. No doubt his humble character and polite mannerism was a magnet for assistance to be rendered. He is a true reflection of our graduation theme this year. Despite the challenges, he has risen. This student is none other than Clevon Brown.
Okay, we now move on to our best academic student. In the words of Pele, success is no accident. It is hard work, perseverance, learning, studying, sacrifice, and most of all, love of what you are doing or learning to do. The best academic student has exemplified Pele's words in every arena. This student is an outstanding student who has demonstrated excellent achievement by maintaining academic excellence, school representation in a number of sports, and leadership involvement at the St. Lucia Sports Academy. In his or her own words, to attain success, one must simply take a pause when you feel like giving up, refocus on your goals, and get back on your journey. Ladies and gentlemen, the best academic student for 2021 is Maya Jane Napoleon.
So this award was sponsored by the SLTU.
St. Lucia Teachers Union.
Okay, so we're going on to the overall CSEC award. This student from day one maintained a 50% overall average. Upon further scrutiny of their academic record, it was noted that this student did experience a bit of academic disappointment along the way. However, this setback was not a deterrent from attaining all passing grades at the 2021 CSEC examinations, especially being surrounded by mentors who diagnosed the weakness or potential setbacks and ensured that they were remedied and on all levels to ensure a successful stint at this level of education. This student, ladies and gentlemen, who performed the best overall at all 2021 CSEC examinations is Maya Jade Napoleon.
We would like to call on Mr. Victor Conibet Mr. Victor Conibet to do the presentation to Maya Jade. Thank you. This is the daddy-daughter moment. Capture it.
Okay, thank you very much. So we have some special awards for CVQ students. So when I call your name, you just come up. This award will be presented by Ms. Glasgow. Amari Taylor. Mrs. Alexander, let's go forward. Jadane Sidney, Sharice Harris, Alana Shalmine, Chelsea Chase, Dandra Anthony LaForce, Maya Jade Napoleon,
I think we need to put our hands together for this group of students because on a tired, long afternoon, they were the ones we were running to for the quiche and the bread and the pizza. Right, Tarek? And the pâtés from the kitchen we were getting after school. Yeah, those were our cooks. So thank you.
Thank you very much, recipients. Thank you very much, Mrs. Alexander. So we're going on to the Principal's Award, Mrs. Charles. This award goes to the student who has worked diligently to develop and maximize his or her potential, has demonstrated a positive attitude to learning and to his or her peers, a consistent work ethic, and has participated in many areas of school life. The student has also epitomized the values of the school and has shown strength of character during his or her tenure. So, ladies and gentlemen, our Student of the Year, Principal's Award, fortunately. Principal Award goes to Maya Jade Napoleon. So Maya, the long wait was worth it. The award was sponsored, I think, by Mrs. Charles. All right, Mrs. Charles? That's right.
We now move on to Student of the Year 2020-2021. The Student of the Year can be described as someone who, in a nutshell, arose amidst many challenges, especially at the beginning of his or her secondary school journey. Becoming a Student of the Year was by no means a walk in the park. But when this student reinstated his or her self-concept, in addition to honing in and making use of the key intrinsic and extrinsic tools with his or her die-hard supporters and motivators, resulted in this student producing outstanding work both sports-wise and academically. Ladies and gentlemen, excellence is never an accident. It is a result of high intention, sincere effort, intelligent direction, skillful execution, and the vision to see obstacles as opportunities. The student of the year for 2021 is Maya Jane Napoleon. Her award was sponsored by Shopbox.
Round of applause for the student of the year. I think we can do better than that, right?
And
We can do
let's-
better than that, people. We can do better than that. Student of the year, right there.
All right, and let's keep the momentum going. Let's put our hands together for all of our recipients this afternoon. Congratulations to everyone. We have come to the end of our award giving section. We now move on to the valedictory address.
Mr. Janai Person.
Protocols have been established. I was going to start off this speech with a pleasant good morning, but to whom amongst us, our fellow graduates, it's right now, good afternoon. Ask Lishon about that, thinking he can fool teachers, sleeping in the class with his eyes open as 9 o'clock. Lishon, you know about that. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Janai Klese. It gives me great pleasure to give this speech today on behalf of the graduating class of 2021. The journey of our school life has come to an end, where we now go into the open world, where we now go into the open world of work, or for some of us, the school journey continues as we move on to higher education. The 5 years of our school life were very memorable to me, and I'm sure to you, my fellow graduates. And for sure to the teachers who went through it with us, even when they gave up on us, even when we gave trouble and seemed difficult. It all started in Form 1 at the Grozile Secondary School and transmitted into the now established St. Lucia Sports Academy. They all assumed that they had gotten some precious gems who could cause no harm. But little do they know, we had our own mischievous tricks. When the boys who were up to no good, especially Jalil, teachers, especially like Miss Rogers, would constantly remind him to get serious and put something in his brain if he wants to get the girls. To which he would reply, "Rogers, I need that," and laugh. Jalil could tell you all about that. And much less Miss Yudovic. All I can say is, when she was our LRC coordinator, we always tried to trick her with the no class story, but where? Not with Miss Yudovic that would work. And then when the frustration kicked in, Miss Duba would exclaim, "Not for me, y'all doing your work, eh? For yourselves to get your CXC grades." She would give us our business, but still go the extra mile for us. Oh, Mr. St. Rose. Lishon can tell you all about Mr. St. Rose. Mr. St. Rose would say, "I not running me, I no man to do no work for me." That's his lying self. But you would know, but you all know how that went. Just talk. You just like to talk. As there is no way he would give us on us TD students. One thing, he loved his TD students, his homeroom. That's just something he loved. Miss Frederick. Miss Frederick, let me hear you. Where are you? Miss Frederick. All right. Miss Frederick, for the cricket lover she is. When we played for the school, she would always tell Jalil, "Hit the ball on the ground." I sure all of you who played for the cricket team would know how she would say that. Yes, that's right. Because he always liked hitting big shots, to which he would reply. Jalil would reply to her, "Miss Cool Out." That's his lying self. "Miss Cool Out." And she would go, "Don't tell me cool out. Hit the ball on the ground." In that accent of hers. He would eventually give it in and say, "Okay, miss." However, those big hits in the sky would still keep coming. That boy shaking my head. And then there were the one too many teacher police. Mrs. Alexander, Miss Stanislas, and of course, VP and Princey. You all know about that. Mrs. Alexander never failed at getting to know what transpired in the year group. No matter how we tried to hide, she would always get to know. Miss Miss Stanislas was the uniform police. She would enter and said, "Dante, fix your clothes." Just the way she would say his name, you would know she was not playing. Our VP, Miss Bed, knew our timetable like the back of her hand. When she came to that platform and said, "Janai and company, you have math now. We have no choice but to move." We sometimes tried lying, saying we with Miss Rogers, but that would not work with her. You all should be knowing about that under the lunch tables, When she come, they will line and say it's Miss Rogers. Miss Rogers know nothing about that, but we under there with her. Top cheese for police, Princey. And that alarm call when she was up, her hair, like around, was Princey, Princey. I think everybody know about that. Princey, Princey when she's around. And we'd scatter the block playing games with her. One thing she like nobody playing games with her. Alright. And we all knew that meant to scatter because Miss Delia Alcido Charles was somewhere nearby. Oh, how she hated Platson boys. I think it was when we came back in COVID. I came with my plats. Who came with their plats? I tell you, it was her. See, so much so, when I first came with mine, she sent me packing, and I had to remove it the same day. And I made Miss Rodgers call me over for the following day for school. So that's to show you how serious she was on Platson boys. She policed everything, this lady. There's no escaping with her. Oh, and not forgetting those HFLE classes with Mr. Cornybert when he used to teach, especially when that topic was about sex and sexual transmitted diseases. We could never finish the subject because, oh boy, Isaiah had a lot of questions to ask. Isaiah, you there? That's right. You always had questions to ask. Sir, but if you, sir could never finish the class. Because, boy, you wanted to know everything. But that's good. You wanted to know and protect yourself. And so would give him the answers to his questions. It always had a question, and so would say to us, don't go and have sex and do magic yourselves in that voice of his. He knows a voice. All of you all knows a voice. We also had our cheerleader in the person's voice of Mr. Alexander in his gruff voice. He would always cheer us up. Fellas, fellas, do the work. He would always tell us that in math class. One thing he liked telling Daniel that, but Daniel doing the work, yes. Fellas, fellas, do the work. Sir, I know we made it a really difficult for you, but we really do appreciate your efforts by saying a big thank you, Mr. Alexander. Time will not permit me to say something about the wonderful teachers that make up the staff of SLSC. All in all, our teachers showed us love like any other parent to their own child, and always remind us that we could achieve anything once we put our minds to it. But oh boy, while some of us listened, there were the jokers, the troublemakers, and some who just not want to work. They just don't want to do anything. But our teachers never gave up on us and toiled tirelessly to keep us on track and to see us to the end. As we gradually moved up through our school years, the work became more and more challenging. But we stuck through it with our teachers' guidance. Through the sweat and tears, we persevered. We stayed on task, at least most of us did. We endured, although the journey was hard. We survived the hard work and determination. Here we are today, graduating as the happy class of 2021. We have now come to the end of this stage in our lives, enjoying school events, hangouts with friends, surviving the late night study, and killer exam. We fostered some friendship which started from the beginning and are still going on strong. We also fought amongst ourselves, but most importantly, we are mended and rekindled, and we are now graduating as the happy class of 2021. We had had some tough times, but we made it to this point in our journey of life. As the journey continues, we know that we will experience some difficult times. We'll come across some stumbling blocks. But I want to encourage you, my fellow graduates, to step out into the world. Step out in style, letting your name be known. And when you fall, say to yourself, stand up, dust yourself off, and try again. Don't give up. Try again. Never give up. We will come across challenges in life. All of us do, but never give up. Don't you ever give up and say to yourself, are you a failure? According to the old Chinese proverb, failure is not when you fall down, but is when you refuse to get up. So keep on striving for the very best. Take the bold leap of faith and declare to yourself that I will make it in this world. Yes, challenges of the world are great. COVID-19 has put a challenge all on every facet of our lives and life. As we knew it is fast becoming a memory of the best. But rise to the challenge, fellow graduates. Rise and soar like an eagle, like eagles above the challenges. Use them as the wind beneath your wings, but will help propel you into your destiny. Just don't be contented to stay down. There are among those who have no desire to make it in life, those who are restricted by failure. Let failure be the wings beneath your wings. Nelson Mandela declares, and I quote, "Do not judge me by my success. Judge me by my Judge me by how many times I fell down and got up back." End of quote. How else can I put it, fellow graduates? Just don't give up on yourself. Don't give up on your dream. Persevere through the hard times and let persevere through the hard times and let it make you strong and resilient. In the words of Miss Alexander, always be humble and kind and offer help to others that you see struggling, and the reward will come back to you. Remember, guys, the future not cast in stone. We may have set goals and aspirations which, which may not come to fruition when we want it. But remember, we can shape the future with our choices and actions. Be steadfast and remember our lives have become richer with the education and experience which we have gained at the St. Lucia Sports Academy. Keep this in mind as we go out our separate ways. May we forever strive to meet our goals. Free cheers to the graduating class as we soar to new heights. On the count of three, everybody will say hip hip hooray. 1, 2, 3. Hip hip, hip hip, hip hip. I thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, we now call on our year head for our graduating class, Miss Natasha Dubois, to present our valedictorian with his token.
Wonderful speech, Janai. Thank you very much, Ms. Dubois. So I'd like to take this moment to recognize our sponsors. We have Bryce and Company Limited,
Tiles Plus,
Johnson's Hardware,
Massey Stores, St. Lucia,
Dwellings,
FDL Consult Inc.,
St. Lucia Teachers Credit Cooperative Union,
St. Lucia Teachers Union,
St. Lucia National Lottery,
Shopbox,
Bank of St. Lucia,
National Workers Union,
Miss Marilyn Ogis,
Mopo AC,
St. Lucia Football Association,
St. Lucia Distillers Limited,
House of Cards Gablewoods,
the Trophy Center,
and Miss Michelle Charles, Ministry of Education. Thank you very much, sponsors. Without you, this moment wouldn't happen right now. Can you give them a round of applause, please?
Then, gentlemen, graduates, we have come to the end of our graduation ceremony. We're going to now have our vote of thanks by Maya Jade Napoleon.
Yeah, I'll use that one. A pleasant good afternoon, everyone. Please permit me to acknowledge the protocol already established. William Faulkner said, "Gratitude is a quality similar to electricity. It must be produced and discharged and used up in order to exist at all. No duty, therefore, is more urgent than that of returning thanks, and therefore it gives me great pleasure to acknowledge those persons who were instrumental in making today's graduation the great success it is. That being said, on behalf of the principal, vice principal, program director, and staff of the St. Lucia Sports Academy, I would like to extend a heartfelt thank you to our enthusiastic chairpersons who guided us through the proceedings. We appreciate your invitation and acknowledge of the Holy Spirit through the opening prayer. Without a doubt, He is working on our behalf. Sincere gratitude is extended to Mr. Karim, who provided the soothing and enjoyable musical interlude. To all the teachers who worked with the students in the preparation of the items presented here today, we are deeply grateful. Special mentions must be made of Ms. Natasha Dubois and Mr. Desta Centros, who conceptualized the lovely design of the stage and worked enthusiastically in the completion of the decorations, as well as the teachers, ancillary staff, and students who assisted with this task. We express our deepest appreciation for your hard work and effort. Please put your hands together for them. To Mrs. Deborah Dukins, our caterer, who prepared the delicious delight we will partake of at the conclusion of this celebration, we are truly grateful and sincerely thank you. To our very articulate guest speaker, thank you for your encouraging words of wisdom. They are seed sown on good soil, which will mature into plants that will bring forth fruit, rising in spite of and regardless the challenges we may face. To our corporate sponsors, Bryce and Company Limited, Tiles Plus, Johnson's Hardware, Massey Stores St. Lucia, Dwellings, FDL Consult Inc., St. Lucia's Teachers Credit Cooperative Union, St. Lucia's Teachers Union, St. Lucia National Lottery, Shopbox, Bank of St. Lucia, National Workers Union, Miss Marilyn Ogis, Mopo AC, St. Lucia Football Association, St. Lucia Distillers Limited, House of Cards Gablehoods, the Trophy Center, Miss Michelle Charge, Ministry of Education. We are grateful for your contribution to our school. You have risen to the challenge and supported us. Round of applause for the sponsors. Finally, I would like to thank all the students and teachers for your attentiveness during these proceedings. In every season, challenges are inevitable. The important thing to do is not only face them, but to ensure we are not overwhelmed by them. In the words of Stephen Covey, we develop our character muscles by overcoming challenges and obstacles. Thank you, everyone, for you all had a part to play in helping us to rise and build character. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you very much, Maya Jid. Can you give a round of applause again, people? Can all the graduates stand, please?
Can we put our hands together for them one more time? Graduating class of 2021. Congratulations, everyone. Cue music.
Some cry, some smile.
All right, now can we all stand as our graduates make their exit? Before you begin moving, graduates, your refreshment is out on the balcony. So you go out, you collect for yourself and your plus one. Special invited guests, our ushers are going to lead you upstairs. Parents, you're free to wait for the kids on the outside. They're going to collect the refreshment for you and meet you there. It's a grab and go. We're trying to keep to our COVID-19 protocols and social distance. Thank you so much for understanding. Graduates, let's see you walk into the future.
Cause all these ways they got to get erased. I love to me people that me embrace. The truth are the truth and that can't erase. So hell to all of those who want hate. Just send me to finish this race. So we ain't giving up now. We put up a fight. We got to be ready. Cause time's getting dreary. Just said don't you worry. I'll be in a hurry, Lord. We got to be ready. Cause time's getting dreary. So we pray. We pray. We pray. We pray. We pray. We pray. Let's not be flow when the prayer gone up. Not a evil can harm us. Them think we done when we just a warm up. Yeah, nothing I mind us. So me tell the youth hold on. Tell mama be strong. Jackie, have faith in God. Me no know about man. Long time them a try bring me down. And not just now, from a very young. Chat me every day with them